they weren't very hostile, and I think the prompt kind of played into that a little bit. Like you read that prompt, you're gonna go in and start being violent.
You know what?
I mean, if you're a sensible individual,
I didn't even think about that. You're right. You think any professor will come forward and say, "Oh yes, fine, I'll do it." First of all, his little jump was kind of like,
yeah.
Oh no, oh no, bro. I feel weird just doing it like this right now. Watch you do it.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I didn't like seeing him do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Well, I just did it twice, so now I feel like it's all AI generated. Like all of this is all AI generated.
It's freaking crazy.
It looks very real. They're gonna ruin Harry Potter. Avatar: Last Airbender. They cannot make a good thing. There's so many things where I'm like, I just don't care because largely you guys suck. Not all of them.
Regardless, I feel like even with AI actresses or actors, they're still gonna make crappy movies. They're still gonna ruin him. Yes, sir. Sign me up. Well said. The guy looks so good in the tux.
Okay. It just is, and we just are.
What's going on, everybody? We're the Vomano Brothers, and welcome back to the Vomano Brothers Recap, where we present our favorite topics found in the past week, be it news, pop culture, and whatever else tickles our ferrets. Daydreamer wrote that one. I'm Satirius, and this is Daydreamer.
Did you think you were done? Okay. For this week's episode, Steven Crowder is back. Satirius falls in love with an AI actress, and Hegseth is homophobic.
I would never.
So the
She's
left
fake.
would have you believe.
Whatever, dudes. Anyways, for the first topic, Steven Crowder is back with Change My Mind. This is the first Change My Mind he's done since 2022.
Mm-hmm.
We thought we'd give a little bit of a history of who he is for those of us who don't know. Back in 2017, Steven Crowder started Change My Mind. It was his way of having civil debates with college students. He really wanted to focus on the idea that colleges and similar institutions were failing young students or young adults. Towards the end of the series in 2022, the setting started to become very violent from those who opposed his prompts and him, the crazy left. That caused him to stop Change My Mind. And then since Charlie Kirk's assassination, he has been compelled to come back.
Yes, Daydreamer side note. Okay, so I first saw like one of his very first Change My Minds. This was back in college. Mm-hmm. I was still largely on the Democrat side. And, you know, like there were some reasonable points from the Republicans, but his first Change My Mind I ever saw was pro-gun or the abortion one. I can't remember which one it is. But one of whichever, I think it was the abortion one. I want to say it was the abortion one. I largely disagree with it. I clicked on it and I was like, oh, I want to see what this is. And the way he was just so chill, so respectful, you know, he wasn't trying any gotcha thing. I thought that's what it was going to be. He was going to try doing some gotcha thing. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't. And so that made me click on the pro-gun thing. Mm-hmm. And then on the pro-gun thing, he took these two girls who were against his gun thing to go shoot guns. And I think he bought them. Like, I can't remember I think he did buy them their first gun. They had to come back, obviously, because of the background check. That was insane to me. So that started my exploration into, okay, this, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of in, what was it? Age of Ultron, where Pietro, the speed guy, was like, this is S.H.I.E.L.D. And then Cap is like, this is what S.H.I.E.L.D. is supposed to be.
This is S.H.I.E.L.D.?
This is what S.H.I.E.L.D.'s supposed to be.
This is not so bad.
And so like, it's like, oh, this is Republicans? And it's just like Crowder just there like, this is what Republicans are supposed to be. Like, you know, that's great. And so like, it started my exploration into it. And I would largely say that because of that, I have come more onto the Republican side. I'm still not fully there. I'm more independent, but you know.
I like to say a majority of the conservatives are a lot like how this version of Crowder, because he has also Louder with Crowder. It's a different version of it.
So I watched his Louder of Crowder. I don't like his Louder with Crowder show. It's just not for me. He is more right though, that I would say than I would like. But when he talks to people, he's respectful. I think that's great.
Like further to the right.
Yes, like
oh, got it. Yeah,
you know, I think Charlie Kirk was more like I think out of all of them, he was the moderate. Like I liked him.
Yeah. So first of all, like I thought it was pretty good. It was very cordial. I thought it was going to be a little bit heightened with the whole dynamic of how things are going.
Yeah.
And granted, actually, the people that he was interviewing or talking with, debating, they weren't very hostile. And I think the prompt kind of played into that a little bit. Like you read that prompt, you're going to go in and start being violent.
You know what?
I mean, if you're a sensible individual.
I didn't even think about that. You're right. I hadn't even considered that. That's so funny. Because I thought like, these guys they're all very cordial and that's fine. But Change My Mind was always people who don't agree with him, right? And like they're hashing it out, they're kind of yelling, and they get heightened. And so that's more what I wanted to see. But a lot of these people agreed with him already.
Yeah. Oh well, like 2 or 3 of them were already on his side for the most part.
Yeah, but it wasn't really like contentious or anything. So I thought that was interesting. But
we wanted to show you a random clip of essentially how it went.
Oh, George was letting me know. I have class at 2.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So how do we fix this then?
Oh, I mean, I think we need to have more civil discourse. I think.
Can't do that. We get shot.
Well, we can. We're doing it right now. Let's
With
not
a brigade.
be so pessimistic. But Stephen, come on, we have to change our attitudes about it. We can't constantly fixate on the negative stuff. I know it's important.
As if he
matters,
started
but
it.
we can
Right.
And just as a
I can do it with $250,000 of security. Most people don't have that.
Most people don't have that. And you talk about like fearing for your life.
Yeah.
I am a female pastor in Deep East, Texas. So on Sunday morning, I wait for that time when someone doesn't like what I said from the pulpit.
this part was annoying. I get it. But it just feels like I'm a victim too. And I'm just like, what does that have to do with it? Anything?
And comes up to me. So I too live with a fear, but it's different for me. And,
Do you have metal detectors and armed security?
we can't afford that at my church. We
Yeah.
have an old person that sits at the front and says hi and tries to intervene in a way that would be appropriate of a Christian. We've thought about bringing security to the church. We talked about it.
Do you have a certain point or something we're talking about that she says?
No. So the point I was trying to get at is that this was pretty much the setting. What's the word I'm looking for? This was all of the debates from this point. I'm not trying to get into what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But really, I think she and the second girl after her were the most opposing to his opinions.
Yeah, and they were both still kept it very very cordial
right?
and chill. Yeah, so this is the second girl who was on there as well.
There's nothing conservative about racism. There's nothing.
Again, I think that we're
saying that
Republican parties and Democratic parties when conservative.
That's what we're doing. We're discussing it here in the States.
Assignment of
So
Republic.
yeah, they probably disagree with him the most, but they kept it very, I would say, chill. That's the word I would use.
And the reason why I'm really fixated on the setting and how the actual conversations went was because we are really in a heightened setting right now where people were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. And I imagine this is not the best time like this soon to start going out and having these debates. So going into this, I was thinking, oh gosh, there's probably violent or there's protesters and yelling and all of that. None of that was at this event.
But you know why? Or why I think there wasn't?
Why is that?
Because he didn't announce it. He popped up an hour or so before. He didn't give them time to organize. I do think if he had announced it and given them time to organize, there would have been protests for sure.
I thought
that's just my feeling, but I do.
Oh, okay.
I do tend to feel correctly.
That was pretty true. So like I was kind of going through some questions in my head. Was there violence? No. Was there any crazy leftists or protests? No. Did Crowder say anything?
Well, I mean that second lady was a crazy leftist in my opinion, but she didn't act like the
her
typical
thought process
leftist.
was like she was trying to, for some reason, disassociate everything that existed
But
as if it never existed.
She kept it respectful, and for that, she deserves respect.
Yeah, and Crowder did the same thing because we also know how Crowder can be with Louder to Crowder, but we got the same Crowder as he was back in 2017.
Well, again, I don't mind him being louder with Crowder during his show. That's fine. Do what you will. I don't think that matters. I think, yes, it's not for me. Yes, I won't watch it.
Right.
But what matters more is how you interact with people in public, right? And
I agree.
In that day-to-day setting, I think that matters more than what you say on your show.
Yes, I agree. But I guess the point I'm trying to get at is if you know him only from Louder with Crowder, you would sort of expect this more aggressive tone with, if you did not know, Change My Mind. But when you saw Change My Mind, you don't get the version of him in Louder and Crowder, which I think is a very good cognitive individual, knowing the setting that he's in.
Yeah, I agree. I also think leftists aren't watching Louder with Crowder, so it doesn't matter. Well, I think
fair point.
The only reason they get rowdy isn't because they see him on Louder with Crowder. They don't watch that. They get rowdy and crazy because other people told them that he's one of those crazy.
He's a rowdy guy. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There was one thing that really did stand out to me, and it's this here.
I wanted to take a moment just to kind of communicate something here. When we started Change My Mind, the idea was back in 2016. I think the first ones were in 2017, so nearly a decade now. SMU was one of the very first places. And actually, I believe one of the very first places was me with a sandwich board in Burlington, Vermont, in a morph suit, because it wasn't on campus initially. But the more I went on campus, the more I saw the failures of the institutions. And I want to be really clear about something. This was never designed to mock, denigrate, or dunk on students who don't know any better. It was always designed to highlight the failures of the institutions, because I was dumbfounded as to the fact when leftists would sit down that this was the first time they were hearing mainstream conservative views. So it was always about highlighting the failures of institutions, and that includes media, but certainly academia. And that's why the next step, and something we've been trying to put together for a long time, but no one has agreed to do so, and why I'll be announcing this publicly and reading it out, we're actually going to be starting or calling for formal debates with professors at schools. And the only way we can think to get these people to show up is to offer up $10,000 to the school for whatever cause of their choice.
That's crazy.
To their institution, and reach out and, oh, Lane, sorry, your phone locked. Where's Lane? Your phone, see, I have to read this off his phone because I just had to get the list. Can you hold it open? All right.
Dang, Lane's buff. Look at him.
And so we have reached out.
Jeez.
And any Tom, Dick, Harry, or Karen who will respond and take the $10,000 offered up as a charitable contribution in any of the departments of political science or liberal arts at the University of Texas, at Kansas University, UCLA, Cal Berkeley, Stanford, USC, Penn State, Columbia, NYU, Harvard, Boston University, any of their esteemed professors in these schools who are willing to have a debate with a college dropout comedian. They can name the time, the place, pick the moderator, and the rules. It should be an easy day out. And I encourage anyone who has any friends at these institutions, or if you have an association, to encourage their professors to do so. Or we can have a civil dialogue and maybe get to the root cause as to why you've been failed as students. You've been failed. It's time to go straight to the top to the people who failed you. We'll announce this publicly and post this list publicly, and I'll update you guys if anyone reaches back out. No luck yet. I very much appreciate you doing the work that your professors in many cases refuse to do. Thank you.
I like that. I think that was a necessary call to action. It changes the tides a little bit. Bring it to the source.
It definitely is very mic droppy moment. Yeah.
So I'm excited to see it. All in all, it was pretty good.
Do you think he'll get anybody to actually debate him? You think any professor will come forward and say, oh, yes, fine, I'll do it?
I think so. I mean, he put all the conditions in their favor.
I have a hard time believing it. I really don't think.
I think he's going to find a couple brave souls. I don't know if they'll do well. But again, it's all in their favor. They set the standards. They set the rules. Like it should be a walk in the park for these guys.
We'll see, I guess. We'll see.
All in all, I think it was good. This first video, it sets a good tone. And I think what he's done is reset the platform, if you will, for these campus debates. Is my thought.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyways, let's spin the wheel.
Yeah. This is me talking to avoid the sound
it is your job
of silence.
To avoid the
me
silence.
Talking. I could not get that sentence out. What would you do?
What
do we
would
have
you
something
do?
for that?
Yes, we do have something for what would you do.
Nice. Heck yeah. Oh my God, this one. Oh my God. I spent so much time thinking about this one. About like, what would I do? First of all, his little jump was kind of like,
yeah.
Oh no, oh no, bro. I feel weird just doing it like this right now. Watch you do it?
No, I'm not gonna do it. I didn't like seeing him do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Well, I just did it twice. Now I feel like okay.
Okay, what would you do? You're the dad. Go.
I wouldn't have given the ball back.
Agreed. I would have not either. I said, lady, we got the ball. Move on. Grow up. This is a child.
Right. But
That's it.
I agree. That's exactly what I would have done. I agree with that. But then I see what happened with him afterwards, and I'm like, is he a better man than me? I don't know, because when you do this, it's hard to say he is. But his kid got to meet one of the players afterwards. They gave him a little goodie bag. You know, everybody's on his side. They all love him. You know?
I mean, I get that, but the initial result, if he had not given her the ball, would just be the dad looks better. The boy still gets the ball. They still win in the end, and the dad doesn't. Look like he lost this situation. I feel like he lost,
and that's why.
Despite the kid winning,
but that's why. Yes, he lost, but the kid won double. That's what being a man is all about.
But what if they hadn't done anything?
But it doesn't matter. It did happen. What I'm saying is it did. The
Okay,
outcome
but
at
you
the
didn't
end.
know that. You're the dad. You didn't know that. You're making this decision that that happening is going to happen at the end. You don't know that as a dad.
I agree. I'm just playing.
You don't know that.
I'm largely playing devil's advocate here. I'm just saying he did win double. He lost as a man, but when you really think about it, his kid won double. That's what being a man is about. Is I want my kid to win. I don't care about myself, right? But the way me and you think about it is no, I still need to care about myself in a way. I don't want to like not a man, and my kid needs to have the ball.
But
right?
in both cases, yes. But in both cases, the kid still wins. The one, it just so happened the second case,
The
he
kid
won
doubly
double.
won.
But you wouldn't have known that in the initial instance.
I know.
My
We're going
stance
in circles here, but I agree. I fully agree with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I do think me personally, I would not give him the ball back, but the situation worked out better because had he given the ball back, had he not given the ball back, we know what would have happened. Kid would have just had a ball and that'd have been fine. By him giving the woman the ball though, he does kind of set a weird example for his kid. His kid just saw his dad give a ball to a screaming lady or give in to the demands of a screaming lady. I do think that's a bad role model to look up to as a kid.
Oh, I agree. I think he should have stood his ground. As the man, you play the role as the man and you take control of that situation.
Yep.
If the dad was in the wrong, that would have been bad. But the lady was in the wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And he needed to control that situation.
Yeah.
That wasn't him controlling it.
I agree.
It was a weird way to control it. It wasn't the best way to control it.
I
Moving on.
don't know. I do think. Sorry.
He controlled it by getting the screaming lady away from his family.
Which is what
I mean,
matters.
That was the only good, right? Yeah, that was the only good of the whole situation. But he could have still done the same and still had the kid have the ball, in my opinion.
I agree. I fully agree with you. I agree. I just got kind of going it through in my head, and I'm just like, well, interesting.
All right, moving on.
For this next topic, an AI actress.
An AI actress. Yep.
AI actress is making
what they
Hollywood
call
mad, and I love it. Shut up, I messed up. All right. Here's this video that I found on YouTube about the situation.
Tilly Norwood, 100% AI generated.
3 seasons and a podcast.
The idea that an agency might be willing to hire an AI actress. What are your thoughts on how that would impact Hollywood?
Well, I don't know. I don't think it has. I think at some point, you're still going to want to have real people.
I'm built on everything that came before me.
As someone who is a co-founder of a production company, I wouldn't be quick to hire an AI actor, but I would explore it.
You have to know when to stop. I think just because we are able to do these things technologically, should you?
That's the big question sending shockwaves through Hollywood after Particle 6, the production company behind AI actress Tilly Norwood, called their creation the next Scarlett Johansson.
Huh?
Whatever it takes.
They claim several agents are already vying to represent Tilly and hope to launch more than 40 additional AI stars, which they maintain are pieces of art and another way to imagine and build stories.
That's insane. The arts should be left to human beings.
A lot of actors and filmmakers have told me privately that if it's their agency that signs Tilly Norwood, they're out.
SAG-AFTRA President Sean Astin tells ET their 2023 strike fought against this very thing and resulted in sweeping measures that protect members from AI annihilation.
We have already established a pretty good baseline with our initial 118-day strike. If you're going to use a synthetic performer, you have to get our permission, you have to pay for it. Nothing will ever replace a human being.
So a lot of people are saying that Hollywood has had it too good for too long. And actually, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so she's an AI generated actress created by the company Particle 6. So look at her. I found her Instagram because she has an Instagram. Yes.
What the heck?
I don't know if this is official. I assume it is. It doesn't really say, but I'm gonna assume it is.
This is so freaking scary because in many cases she looks real.
She looks, and she's a very attractive AI.
Yes, I won't deny that.
Here's a little thing that they put because they have all their comments turned off. By the way, I can't comment on anything.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and so here's a little thing that they put. Pretty much, it just says, "Relax, we're not replacing humans." It says it very nicely, though.
Taking your word for it. Okay.
If you want to read it, we'll link it down below.
So what are they trying to do then? If they're not replacing humans, what does the note say? We're simply just
it's a different type of art form.
Entertaining the idea?
It's a different type of art form. In the same way that animation didn't replace real life actors, AI won't either. That's not what the intent is for. Although I hate that kind of statement needs to be made, because no company is going to come out and say, yes, we're trying to get rid of actors, if that actually was their intention. They're not going to say it, you know? So what's the point of making the statement? I get it. You gotta calm stuff. You gotta calm people down. And people don't think sometimes. So sure, you gotta say.
But do you believe they're not trying to get rid of actors?
I'm in the middle. I don't know. I
don't know what to think about that.
I agree.
To be fair, actors have been very annoying recently. A handful of them.
We'll get to that. So this is Particle 6's website.
Let's see it.
And it's all AI generated. Like all of this is all AI generated.
It's freaking crazy.
It looks very real. I think it's so cool. They have all these videos. I watched a couple of them.
Is that guy AI as well?
So
Are
this
those two people AI?
A couple of these were like AI twins. So imagine taking me and you a photo and then having AI do like something, right? That's what I think. This one had an AI twin, I think. But yeah, no, it's crazy. We don't have time to go through all of them.
Right.
But what are your thoughts? What do you think of this? Do you like this? Do you hate this? Actually, do you like this?
Okay. No, yeah, I think so. Here's my thing, because CGI is a thing. I'm not going to deny CGI. Obviously, Hollywood has a lot of fake created stuff that's from digital world. I understand that. AI is just another aspect to that. I'm okay with that, right?
Yep.
One thing I do have an issue with is the fact that agencies are legitimately considering contracting an AI actress, a non-human being, as if they were an actress. And that's the part where I struggle with. It's like, what? Well, could you not just implement this AI created individual in the show anyway? Why do you have to treat them as if they're a human and then contract them like they're an actor or an actress?
I think the contract would be with whoever controls them, right? So that does require a contract, because unless you create your own AI, you need somebody who knows how to work this technology to help you with it.
So that's weird messaging then from because they're talking about Tilly Norwood, that agencies are actually thinking about contracting Tilly Norwood, not Particle 6.
Well, that doesn't grab headlines, but yes.
Obviously not, but I get what you're saying. If it's truly they're contracting Particle 6, then Particle 6 would be a great addition to the CGI world and the digital world for movie making. I have no issue with that. It's really cool and immersive. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
I do have an issue with them if they're really trying to replace the human aspect of it, right? I have issue with that.
Yeah. Well, okay. Why?
Why?
Replacing
the human aspect? Well, I think it kind of really takes away from, well, one, it does take away the actors and actresses' jobs. I mean, that is a job, despite my feeling of some of them being annoying. If your goal is to replace them entirely, I have an issue with that. If your goal is to sort of add them in as if they were CGI characters like normal, I have no issue with that. But there is that human touch aspect that I don't think you're really gonna get fully out of an AI.
I'm a little bit backwards, because if your goal is to replace some of them, the ones that will be replaced are the up and coming ones that aren't making much money off of it anyways. And in my opinion, those are the ones that I actually care about. I don't care about.
But I'm not gonna replace them with AI.
Well, who else would you replace?
With a better actor or actress. With a better actor or actress. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, because you're saying like if they're so what I'm saying is, you said if they replace some of them and they just implement them in movies as like an actor alongside other actors, you're fine with that?
I meant like, okay, Avengers Endgame or all of that. Those characters they have in there, they're CGI obviously, right? That's the extent of what I would see AI doing. I don't see the need to treat it as if we're not going to put Tilly Norwood in part of the credits as a legitimate individual.
Right. So like the head of a movie.
We're not doing that. Yeah, the head of a movie. I'm not going to treat her like she's a human.
Okay, that's two different things then. Because what you're saying right now is, okay, something like Endgame, so like Iron Man, a stunt he can't do, you put an AI in there, make them do it, right? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But what I was thinking you were saying is like you're gonna put AI actors here and there, so like background characters, they become AI. Like side characters, they become AI. Like, no. And you're with that, I'm not be okay with. I'd kind of be okay if they made Iron Man like, I don't know, or just think about the whole Marvel movies. If all of them were AI, these stories you could tell would be, in my opinion, better, because you're not bogged down by work hours, by time, or by like aging. Right? If a character's not supposed to age like Wolverine, I think it'd be cool.
Like perfect, optimal.
Plus, you're not paying millions of dollars to some actor who's just annoying, ruining the movie. You know, like
I mean, okay,
like,
but
like
did you not see what they did with Atwood? She in there she made some really weird
Atwood?
non-binary statement. Sorry, not Atwood, Norwood.
Okay, gotcha.
Tilly Norwood. She made some weird non-binary statement, like I'm non-binary. Like they're making her annoying. Like regardless, that annoying stuff is still there, and you're still going to be paying money for that.
But it doesn't hit as hard when it's from a robot. When it's from a person,
it's even worse because they're forcing the robot to do that.
I don't think anybody will listen to a robot. Like if somebody's trying to message through a robot, nobody's going to listen. But if a human's trying to message, there's more human to that. So it's I don't know. It's not as annoying to me as a robot.
Let me ask you this.
I know it's a robot. Sorry, go ahead.
As a kid, would you have been able to tell that Tilly Norwood is not a human?
As a kid? No, obviously not.
Yeah, right? And then because you didn't know the politics and everything that's happening around it with Particle 6, you're just going to watch a movie with an AI actress in there. You're going to see all the social media and stuff like that around this AI actress with no idea of who this individual is or who created it. You're just going to assume it's a real person. And you're going to still force that messaging out there regardless. I know it's a sort of side item, but the point I'm trying to get is like you had said earlier, you don't believe it. You won't believe it coming from a robot. But the thing is, like, if you didn't know that it won't hit as hard. But if you didn't know Particle 6 was behind this, it will hit the same as any human doing it.
The moment you figure out it's AI, everything she's ever done or said or whatever becomes null and void. It just doesn't matter. Plus, I'm not worried about my own kids because my kids will have me and their mother. They will know it is AI once I know. You know, assuming they don't trick me.
Yes, they should know that it's AI.
Assuming they
we
don't
should
trick
make it clear if they're doing that. That's even worse.
Assuming they don't get me too, dude. Okay.
That's crazy.
I don't know. My thoughts on this, dude. I do largely, even when the writers were on strike, this is a little bit of callback back to then, right? When they were on strike, they were just being all annoying with their whole strike thing because the little videos that were coming out were so, we're so important and people want us and people need us and, you know, if they want to need us, then they will support us. And I'm like, you're not as important as you think you are. Nobody cares as much as you think they do, and they shouldn't, right? One of the biggest ones that was the most annoying was when Bryan Cranston and then Jesse Pinkman, I forgot who played what the actor's name is. He was like, "Oh, Jesse was telling me that if it weren't for some condition in some contract, that there would have never been a Jesse Pinkman, and then Breaking Bad would have never have happened." Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't care. Yes, it was good. It was good. It was a very, very good series, and I loved it. But my life would not be worse because Breaking Bad's not in it. I don't care that much, and no one should. So, anyways.
Oh, because I think were you alluding to the fact that there are annoying actors, physical humans, that if you put an AI actor there, that would go away? I don't know if that would go away.
I'm just so tunnel visioned, and my disdain or dislike for certain actors. I'm like, I don't care.
Okay, but look at it from the outside.
I fully recognize I'm being unreasonable though.
But I'm just saying, like, already I feel like they already created an Instagram for Allie or Tilly. I keep getting her name all wrong.
Yeah, this is really annoying. Just kidding.
They already created social media for Tilly. They did this weird commercial looking thing where did you see that they mimicked Sydney Sweeney's commercial?
Yes.
With the whole pants thing? It's like, they're going to do it anyway, I feel.
I just don't
real person or not, they're gonna do it anyway.
I just don't see so again, if it's a real person or not, I don't know. You're right. They'll do it anyways. Largely, I'm just like, y'all get paid millions of dollars for stuff.
Clooney,
relax.
I don't care.
I just even if we like them, like they get paid millions of dollars, I don't care as much. Like, yo, you're gonna make millions less. Oh, boo-hoo, like that's so sad. People are out here trying to make it on like $30K a year.
Right.
So that's what pisses me off. Anyways,
you get paid to play pretend.
Also, what gets me is everything's been ruined in Hollywood. So when the whole writer strike happened, I don't care because writers have ruined movies. They ruined Lilo and Stitch. They ruined Little Mermaid. They ruined Snow White. Marvel movies nowadays, it's a toss up if the writing's going to be good or not. And they're going to ruin Harry Potter. Avatar: Last Airbender, they cannot make a good thing. There's so many things where I'm like, I just don't care because largely you guys suck. Not all of them. Okay,
I get where you're coming from. It's like, okay, sure,
I'm coming from a place of anger, and that's not a good place. I need you to level me. What is the counter argument?
I'm going to level you on the side that's irrelevant because regardless, I feel like even with AI actresses or actors, they're still going to make crappy movies. They're still going to ruin him regardless, dude.
But I do think it might open the ability for studios that don't have as much money to make actual good movies, they will then they will then gain power in the industry and be able to make better and better movies with real actors. I just imagine the possibilities, man.
Sure, if it takes
Imagine if daily
half of the price to utilize AI creations than it does by creating full sets and paying actors and actresses.
Yeah,
I don't know how much it costs, but I imagine that AI technology is not cheap, nor the engineering behind it.
Sure, that part. Yeah, sure.
Right.
But if it costs a quarter of what it costs to pay like a real person to replace it with this,
yes,
I like that. I'm just like, okay, it opens the industry up to more people.
But even then, like, there are good people who make movies, little independent studios.
Name me one. Name me one good movie you've seen in the last 3 years. Exactly.
Fences. Denzel
that
Washington.
was made recently.
Oh, shoot. It's been a while. I haven't watched a whole lot of movies recently. Ford versus Ferrari? That's a good one. Is that a recent one?
That was not recent. But anyways, you get my point. I think
I'm hearing your point.
I think I've made my point. I say we move on. Do you have anything else to add? Or?
No, I'm just going to spin this
Have
wheel.
I beaten down your will to argue?
So I still think you're wrong and you're using the wrong points to argue why this is okay.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying I'm saying I'm having a ha-ha moment. But I do largely, if I like think about it reasonably.
Okay.
No,
you're
it's
having
fine.
an aha moment.
Sorry.
You're having you're having a ha-ha moment.
Like I'm laughing at them.
But you're laughing at them. That I get. I understand that. I don't really sympathize for them much. But
I only sympathize with like the lower actors, the ones who don't make as much money. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. But what are your thoughts on AI actors, though, in general? Sort of replacing. Don't put yourself in their shoes. Just the idea of utilizing AI actors.
Get rid of my emotions and stop like hating on them.
Get rid of your emotions. Just that idea alone. Yes.
I think it's intriguing at the very least. I do still like it. I think the possibilities for a smaller studio doesn't have as much money and resources, assuming the technology can come and get cheaper. I do see it still being good. Even if I get away from all the other
concept. I know we're kind of going in circles on this, but it's such a weird concept because someone from Particle 6 thought, hey, this is a good idea. Let's replace the humans and give them an AI actor instead. And someone's genuinely thinking that.
And what's wrong with that?
I just think that's like the idea of replacing a real human with a non-existent human. I mean, we're only starting in the world of movies, but
what's wrong with that? They replaced like, I don't know, a kiosk at McDonald's. They replaced that. They replaced a real human with a role before. I still think
that's wrong too. It takes much longer to get my food.
No, it doesn't, and it's much easier, in my opinion.
It's not that easy. Well, I don't do it enough, so it's not that easy.
All right. Well,
what was wrong with?
No need for that unnecessary dig. Yes, I frequent McDonald's quite frequently, but now you're just getting into personal attacks, and I will not have it. I say we move on.
Nobody went there. You took it though. All right, let's spin this wheel. Ready?
Yep.
Go.
This is me talking to void the sound of sound. I really feel like you're spinning it harder though, which makes it harder for me to continue talking.
I lost my balance.
Blah, blah, blah. Dreamer's choice. All right.
Oh, nice.
Okay. I have two. One of them's Kanye based, and one of them is a show. Which one do you want?
You already know Kanye's good. Let's start with Kanye.
You got Kanye first? Okay.
If every time someone asks you a question, you try to say the right answer, your entire life is a test. And when did you have the most anxiety in grammar school and high school?
No question.
On test day. So your entire life become this test. I ain't trying to say the right answer. I am just doing what I feel. My mama said trying is failing. There is no ifs, woulds, coulds, shoulds. It just is, and we just are.
Jokes aside, though, wasn't that kind of a good speech? Like, jokes aside. Tell me he didn't make
me, Mom.
Tell me he didn't make a point. Like he like.
What was the point he made exactly? Just real quick.
The part about the test was kind of profound, was it not?
No.
What? Why?
It sounds like a very lazy, apathetic way of life. And you know what's funny? They screened it and put the text as if it was one of those motivational things that you really got to listen to set your life up. No.
I thought it was profound. You could have never worded such state. You could have never grasped words from the English language and put them in the same sequence Kanye
It
just
sounds
did.
like that 15-year-old high school kid who listens to a lot of motivational videos and thinks he can now speak in motivation terms.
All right. Well, some
And
people
that's
are
his
just
speech.
born haters, and you know what can you do? All right, here's the second one. Here's the second one. I say we give this a shot. Next time we see a pretty girl. Ready?
Yeah.
Melanie, I'm single, you're single. What do you say we get married?
Well, I'm glad you finally decided on the direct approach.
Yeah, well, I'm a businessman at heart.
As am I. What's your offer?
Single rich male seeks matrimony.
Primary residence?
Westchester County,
Would you be open to considering a secondary residence in Manhattan?
Central Park West.
South.
Done. Time spent together.
8 hours, 5 days a week.
7 hours, 12 hours weekends.
55 hours aggregate. Specifics to be determined later.
I'm amenable to that. Children.
1,
3.
2.
Done. But one of them has to be a male.
I'll see what I can do. Vacation.
December, Hawaii.
June, the vineyard.
June, fine, but Hawaii.
Nope, the vineyard.
Is that a deal breaker for you?
I'm afraid so.
Me too. Well, we gave it a shot.
Wow, that was
I'm
so
sure
close.
you'll find a better match.
Thanks for the time.
Bro. Effortless.
That was actually pretty good.
I thought that was great.
I'm going to give it a shot.
Okay, tell me how it goes. Alrighty, moving on.
For this next topic, we're going to let our good friend, Megyn Kelly, introduce it.
Oh, okay.
She's not our friend. She doesn't even know who we are.
Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, gathers all the generals and the admirals in Washington and made really clear that it's the dawn of a new day, is basically what he said. Here's an overview. We'll start with top 3.
From this moment forward, the only mission of the newly restored Department of War is this: warfighting. Preparing for war and preparing to win. Unrelenting and uncompromising in that pursuit. Not because we want war, no one here wants war. But it's because we love peace. We love peace for our fellow citizens. They deserve peace, and they rightfully expect us to deliver it.
Yes, sir. Sign me up. Well said. That guy looks so good in the tux.
Okay. So Pete Hegseth roundly was talking about how he wants the military to be better, and that it's gotten too soft. That's what the whole kind of speech was, right? I thought it was really good. Obviously, leftists are like, "Oh, it's so cringy." Nobody clapped. Nobody clapped because they had to maintain a certain decorum. Like it's literally,
yeah. It's not like a clapping type of.
Well, no, it's literally like they have a rule. I forgot what it was, but they're not. They're
Oh,
not
really?
allowed.
It's a rule?
Yeah, they have to like hold themselves. They're not allowed to.
I like that.
I know. I do too.
That's really good. All right, here's another bit from Pete's announcement. That sounds wrong.
Really? You're gonna call him Pete?
Yeah, that doesn't. I shouldn't. I'm sorry, Mr. Hegseth. That was very disrespectful. All right, ready?
Here's what he said. We couldn't pronounce Hegseth, to be clear. It was kind of getting hard, so we decided to go with Pete, and it just didn't feel right. So I'm going to go.
Is it I slur. Anyways, I listed it. Just go.
Okay.
To the highest male standard only, because this job is life or death. That's when he got to how fat everybody is. We'll play that here.
Her face.
I think it's top 4.
Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon and leading commands around the country and the world.
He's
It's a
going
bad
in,
look.
dude.
It is bad, and it's not who we are. So whether you're an airborne ranger or a chairborne ranger, a brand new private or a 4-star general, you need to meet the height and weight standards and pass your PT test. Simply put, if you do not meet the male level physical standards for combat positions, cannot pass a PT test, or don't want to shave and look professional, it's time for a new position or a new profession.
Nice.
Yes. I mean, cut and clear. Isn't that the expectation of all military men?
Apparently not. Apparently it's okay to be fat, and you're supposed to love yourself at any size, and you're healthy at any size, and you could probably run a 6-minute mile even if you weigh 500 pounds. That's literally the mindset of these people. It's insane.
Yeah, no, that is not possible. Look, I don't have an issue with this. There's no gripes. He wasn't referring to the office officials either needing to meet those physical requirements, right?
I'm not sure, because he did say it was
combat.
Well, he did say it was he didn't like seeing fat people in the Pentagon as well.
Yes.
So I don't know if he's going to make them work out too. I'd be for it still.
Oh.
I say make them work out too.
Yeah, I agree. But his last statement was particular to those in combat roles.
Yes, but I don't know if this only applies to combat roles, which that's fine
Fair.
too. But I would like people in charge. Have you ever been to any sort of like? Imagine if you see a trainer right at a gym,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like they're not in
Classic.
shape. Why would
Yep.
you listen to them?
No, I agree 100%.
And it's like, okay, there's a little bit of nuance there, right? Because they could still have the knowledge of how to get in shape. But it just, when they tell you try harder and you're there, your muscles are burning and they're aching and they're like, come on. You're just going to be like, you're fat. Shut up. Like, you could never be doing what I'm doing right now. Like, you know?
I'll just tell you that initially my thought is like, why are you a trainer? And then if I see how they train and it makes sense that the stuff that they're teaching them, then fine, I'll give you the credit.
Yeah.
But even still, like if you can't practice what you preach, then I question it.
Yeah. But again, the nuance, that doesn't mean that they won't have the knowledge to how to get you
No,
not to be
I
overweight,
understand
right?
that fully. No,
But-
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
And Pete is living, he's practicing what he preaches. Now, this came as very unfortunate news for the women of The View. You're shocked, I know, given the elite form that the women are in over on that set. But I think everyone was asking themselves,
didn't catch that the
what
first
does
time.
Joy Behar think? And I have the answer.
The newly renamed Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, spoke to U.S. military leaders from around the world to lay out his very retro vision for our armed forces. Why is he obsessed with fat?
Yeah, and fitness and...
That's a classic response.
Can you imagine someone coming up to you and be like, hey, why are you like so obsessed with fitness? Why do you want to be in shape for? Like, what are you talking about?
Why are you so obsessed with trying to be healthy, my dude? Like, ease off a little
Why
bit.
are they so obsessed with Pete Hegseth? I just say it goes both ways.
Right. It's just such a funny idea to them to question the idea of making sure that the people sworn to protect you need to be healthy. What is wrong with this idea?
I don't know. I think they're skinny phobic. And that might be it.
I'm pretty sure it's it. Fit phobic.
They're fit phobic.
Fit phobic?
Yeah.
I'm coining that term. You guys are fit phobic.
All right. Well, we are coining that term. We both came up with it just now.
Yes. You heard it here first, folks.
All right. Here's one of the last things that Megyn Kelly pointed out from Hegseth's speech.
Here's one more from Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, SOT 5.
This administration has done a great deal from day one to remove the social justice, politically correct, and toxic ideological garbage that had infected our department, to rip out the politics. No more identity months, DEI offices, dudes in dresses. No more climate
Right
change
on.
worship. No more division, distraction, or gender delusions. No more debris. As I've said before, and will say again, we are done with that shit.
I wouldn't mind that guy as my leader.
Mm-hmm. I'll be
Hey, so who
scared,
was
but
he
like in
aiming
a
towards?
respectful way. Huh?
Oh yeah, same. Yeah, you said it. Sorry. The respectful way was a good response. Anywho's, was he referring to someone for the dudes in the dress
Referring to
in
someone?
particular? Yeah, was he referring to a specific individual?
Not
Do you
that
know?
I know of, no.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't hear a whole lot of military men wearing dresses, unless that's like a big detail that we missed.
I've never heard of it either, but
But I agree with it. Yes, get rid of this non-masculine ethos, and let's bring back the masculine ethos.
which is?
Health, fitness, discipline, strength, focus, knowledge, capability.
I think some of
Am I
those
missing
repeat,
anything?
but largely I'm on board. I think
yes, all of it. I mean, is there anything
no,
else?
no, I agree.
And you got to do 100
probably-
push-ups
100 push-ups.
in one go
Yeah, that's a bit hard.
because the PT says
Not
you
about
have to.
one go, but
I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? On his last statement there?
I like it. I don't have much to say other than that. I do think what he's saying. So a lot of people are trying to twist his words
Yeah.
and try to make him look like the bad guy. But I think men who are in the military, who are looking to join, do not see it that way. I do think men will look at this and be like, nice. Yes, the guy next to me has to meet requirements. I know he has to be fully capable. Why would any guy be against that? Who's going to serve?
Right.
You know? And so the left is trying really hard to dunk on this and it's just not working. That's why I think they're starting to move on really quickly from it.
Of course they can, because you can't argue with it. You're really going to argue with trying to make our military weaker.
I know,
You're
right?
going to argue for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the only serious items out of this whole conversation.
Yeah. One of the things that I heard The View say, or that I saw The View say, was they are denigrating our forces. They're making, like, we have the best forces in the world, and Hegseth saying that we don't. I'm just like, dude, he literally started out the speech saying we do. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I think what he's saying is, even with all these things we put in, we still have the best military. Let's make it better by taking out these bad things now. Let's take the anchor off of the boat and swim it, or what do you call it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not as much of a poet as Kanye is with words.
Sail it. Sail the boat.
Sail it. There we go. That's
there you
the
go.
word.
Yep.
Let's sail
the
it.
boat. All in all, I think this is a good message from the Secretary of War. I mean, I did not expect anything less from a guy who runs the entire military.
Yep.
Second to
I
Trump.
also like that he's also in shape. That's a good look as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I respect him that much more.
Yes.
All right. To recap, Steven Crowder is back.
Satirius fell in love with an AI actress. I wanted to do that part because I knew you were going to try to put it on me. And Hegseth is homophobic, apparently. Homophobic? Fatphobic?
Fitphobic.
No, he's not
Fitphobic.
fitphobic. No, The View's fitphobic.
No,
Hegseth
the View's fitphobic. Yeah. I'm just still mad that you like saying that I'm in love with an AI actor. I'm not. I had this whole
Thanks
thing
for
of
watching,
being
everybody.
against him.
See you next time.
See you in the
Bye.
next one.